What's happening there, LEGO fans? Welcome back, Alex here. In this video, we are going to begin the process of rebuilding the Mindyapolis City Hospital, and that is the building you are looking at right now. The hospital, as you see it here, has been in service in the city of Mindyapolis for 3 years now. Actually, almost 3 years to the day is when I got this thing done. So it's been a great building to have in the city. It's been one of the largest MOCs I've put together. Before I put it up here with the rebuild, it was actually right next to the Shmu Tower, that big blue building there in the corner. But where I want to put it next, it doesn't need to be as tall. So what I'm going to do is make it a lot bigger at the base. So it's actually going to take up the entirety of 2 large gray base plates. So it'll still be a tall building, but not as tall as you see it here, but it'll be a very, very wide building. And I'm not going to keep it up here. I'm actually going to be putting it in the downtown area. I've got this thought in my mind. I don't know if it's all going to come together cleanly, but I will be putting it downtown, which if you put a building that's 2 large gray base plates somewhere here, something's got to give. It is going to be a little bit of a rotation with a lot of those modulars. There'll be some new stuff up here, but that's all part of this video series. So in this one, guys, all we're doing is taking it apart. We're not demolishing it, although my boys would love to take a baseball bat to this thing. And you know what? I got to be honest, that'd be pretty cool looking. But I don't want to damage any Lego. We're going to take this thing apart on the workstation. And we'll try to keep the pieces as organized as possible. This thing is just so full of interior goodies. It's going to be a lot of pieces. So there's going to be trying to keep this all organized is going to be quite an interesting project. But that's what we'll cover here. So let me go ahead and pick this thing up and take it over to the work desk. One last look at this thing before it is disassembled. So I have it here on the workstation. I had to clean up my workstation to get this all ready to go. As I look at it, I must admit some feelings of apprehension about this thing because this thing took a lot of time, a lot of work to get it to completed to how you see it here. But it is not forgotten. We have video of it, so it's there. And if you're curious to see what this looked like when it was brand new, I did a full interior review of this thing after I built it. It was 3 years ago, so search my channel if you are so interested to take a look at that. But what I'll do here is a time-lapse unbuild. I always do a build, but this is going to be an unbuild disassembly of the Mindyapolis City Hospital. You know, as I look at this, I'm looking through some of the windows, the characters inside of these windows. There's some interesting people in here that work at the hospital. So I'm kind of curious to see how many people are actually in this building. I'll line them up after I go through every single floor. We'll see how many people are actually in here and see how many pieces it looks like after it's all taken apart. I mean, I've got some stuff. I'll put them in these cups and so forth. And as I'll fill up, obviously, these cups too, if they fit that category. So we won't see just a pile of a bunch of different kinds of Lego here at the bottom. All right, enough chit chat. Let's go ahead and start the process of unbuilding. I'll do a time-lapse build or a time-lapse unbuild of the Mindyapolis City Hospital. Here we go. And we are back. Deconstruction is complete with the Mindyapolis City Hospital. My goodness, that took a lot of time, a lot more time than I thought it was going to be. But I was trying to keep the pieces as organized as possible. I was actually trying to put them back into, where they're supposed to go as far as the categories of these shelves. But I ran out of room really fast, really fast. And all these pick-a-brick cups that are coming in handy, I'm using every single pick-a-brick cup I have to use kind of as an overflow of all these. Like, for example, these three are all the furniture and desks and even like parts of the Lego store that were in those several layers of the hospital. These are all just extra plates I had of those colors. These 5 cups right here are all kind of yellowed, somewhat yellowed or very yellowed bricks that I want to give a hydrogen peroxide bath with. So those are going to go through a week's worth of getting that updated or cleaned, I should say. Well, not really cleaned, just getting their color back. Lots of tiles with this thing. This bucket or this shelf was almost empty, but when you're building a modular style MOC, you need a lot and lots of tiles. These 2 are all the doors and windows of that shape, and these are all the bricks, the white bricks that are okay to be used in the next build right away. These 2 cups are all those dark gray stone tiles that were the floor throughout the hospital, so that's what those 2 are. And then I have these 4 drawers right here that are full of the windows and wall elements that were used throughout the hospital. Really like these. They really make the building process go a lot faster. All right, guys, well, that is it. Oh, also, I want to show you, these are all the people, all the minifigures that were in that hospital. So many of them. I think I counted 46. So almost 50 minifigures were in that hospital over the last 3 years. Pretty crazy that it held that many. And the next one will probably hold just as many, if not more so, because again, I'm not going to make it as tall, but it will definitely be wider. I'm going to go get another one of these gray base plates. It's going to be 2 wide. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to take you along that process of creating a new MOC. I have a friend in the UK that's got some pretty cool designs that I want to follow, and I'll share those with you as well when we start out this process. But that is going to be the next video. So this is part 1, deconstruction, and I'll just carry along in the process of building another MOC of the Mindyapolis City Hospital. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for this video. Until then, you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.